Welcome then folks to the final build for today in Forza Horizon 5, of course for a cover car, a hero car if you will, the AMG One. This is personally a car which I find a bit overrated as far as this game goes. I'm sure it would be wonderful to drive in real life, kind of a spiritual successor to the CLK GTR, but in practice it's kind of hampered by its active aero. And we need to talk about that more in a second because the wing being up or down makes a colossal difference on this car. And the problem is it takes such a long time to pull over and put the wing down and then get going again that in racing situations it's next to useless. We're still going to do the build though, because at least then you do have the option in free roam or whatever else. So, as far as the conversion goes, you've already got all-wheel drive, so you can stick with that. Incidentally, if you do just want to grab this build as is and put it straight on your car, the tuning code for this one is 877-816-822. And that will get exactly what I've got here. Same visuals, same performance, and everything straight onto the car. Now, as far as the tyres and rims, for the tyres themselves, we've got the slicks, of course. And as you can see, it's pretty obviously X-Class. When you get a car like this, it'd be hard not to be with this kind of performance. The tyres are, of course, widened. These rims are already as light as they can go, so you don't really need to change them to any aftermarket ones unless you just prefer the aftermarket look. As far as the engine, of course, there's not too much that you can do, but fully tune it up to over 1,300 horses. Can't really go wrong there. As far as the platform, we've got the racing springs, the anti-roll, as I'm just looking away for a second. The anti-roll is fitted as well, the front and rear. As far as weight loss, that is also, of course, fitted, as with all of these. And then as far as the drivetrain, of course, you want your race drive line, the racing diff, and finally for the gearbox, well, for this one I've gone for the 6-speed, so a bit different to what I would usually do. You do of course have the 4-speed, but when you've got a car like this, especially with that, well, Formula 1 derived engine, quite literally in this case, it's a much higher revving engine that really needs to work its way through those gears, so I have given it the benefit of that 6-speed box. I would argue you don't really need more than that, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's more like real world stuff when it comes to efficiency and performance. In a game, certainly for straight line performance, you just don't need a 10-speed, 9-speed, etc. gearbox. So, as far as the actual build itself, as you can see, 2.6 to 60, 5.4 to 100, and on paper, 244.8 miles an hour. Doesn't really sound that impressive. So why in the thumbnail does it say 276? Well, like I said, I'll show you in a second. In fact, I'll show you with the wing down and the wing up, because it does make a difference. Those of you who have been following this series since, 2021, when I last did a build for this on the Xbox version of the game, you'll remember all of this anyway. This is improved over that tune anyway, though. It's a bit quicker, and it has better handling, so it's still worth updating. 34 PSI for the tyres. As far as the gearing, 4.4, then 4.1, 2.6, 1.8, 1.33, 1, and 0.72. As far as the alignment, 3 degrees and 1.5, 0.5 toe in on the front, none on the back, 6 degrees of caster. For anti-roll, 40 and 35. Springs are 140, 165 and the lowest ride height. Dampers 12, 13 and 8. For the aero, of course, not technically adjustable, but it definitely is. As far as the braking, nothing changed there, and for the diff, 25% front, 75 rear, and a 70% split. So, of course, regardless of if you copy the video and put your own spin on it, or if you download the version directly from my storefront and use it in the game, whichever way you go for, now we need to jump out on the road, or on the road even, and show you what the car can do in practice. Now, the on-paper spec is about right if you leave the wing up. Obviously, as with some other vehicles in the game, the Gordon Murray T50 and a couple of others as well, the convertibles also have this. If you pull over, of course you can press your analog stick in, or whatever button you use on, a wheel or whatever, and then it will retract the wing. The problem is on this car, it takes so long. It takes like 10 seconds or something to do it, which doesn't sound like much, but in a game that's a ridiculous amount of time to waste, and it also sacrifices a lot of handling on this car. Most other cars you can get away with putting the wings down. With this one, it is very, very responsive in a bad way to that. Now, back in the day, I seem to recall the car being incredibly heavy on even the highest of straight sections, just with any kind of cornering. This is definitely an improvement over that, I'm glad to say. So for most circumstances, 245 will be good enough against the AI, but if you do want more top-end speed, in this case 276 miles an hour, well, you've definitely got that. It's not exactly slow, and the handling being improved is just the icing on the cake. So if you've already got this one from back in the day and you want to update it, you could use this one, or if you're new to the game and you love the car, well, this gives you something better to work with. So, of course, check out my other builds in the game. You can follow my storefront to see them all, and of course follow here on the channel if you prefer to build it yourself. Either way, I hope you have a lot of fun with it, and stick around for more. But for now, thanks for watching.